We're tracking today, the paint sector is coming in for a bout of competition, with incumbents expanding their capacity while new entrants are also on their way. So what lies ahead for this industry? Mangalam has a special report.
From Har Ghar Kuch Kehta Hai to Jab Ghar Ki Raunak Badhani Ho, it's the paint industry which has been an incredible support for India's home improvement industry. For now, it has seen a fair amount of status quo, but a lot of competition is heating up. So let's talk about some interesting insights and trends in the paint sector. As of now, Asian Paints, as we all know, is the market leader with nearly 59% share, followed by Berger at 18%, Kansai at 15%, some share coming in for Dulux as well at 7%. But this has largely been the case, give or take a few percentage points for the last many years. But now there is supply coming. The paint industry in India is expected to add 2.5 million kiloliters, which is roughly 20% of its current capacity over the next 3 years. The total capex outlay for this stands at 20,000 crore rupees, which of course comes in from Grasim, 50% of that, 10,000 crore, the big announcement that came in. Asian Paints also, fearing competition perhaps, has upped its capex. 8,000 crores is what it has announced in the last few months, and the remaining 2,000 crore coming in from other players. Now, when it comes to investment distribution, as per Jefferies, every money that you put in the paint industry, 80% of that actually is accounting for building the capex and working capital, whereas 20% goes into P&L, which is distributor margins as well as ad spends. Grasim is targeting to be the number 2 player in the next few years, number 2 after Asian Paints. So tall targets coming in from the new players. JSW Paints as well has the ambition to capture 10% of the market share by FY26. Nippon Paints, which is already the number 2 player in Tamil Nadu, is now eyeing Karnataka as well. Even smaller players like Kamdhenu as well as Shalimar. Shalimar's got an investment coming in from Infra Market as well as Kamdhenu eyeing 1,000 crore rupees worth revenue in FY26. What does the capacity currently stand at for the overall industry? If you just take a look at it, Asian Paints, 1751 million litres, post-capex likely to increase to 2636 million litres, which is a rough 40 to 50% jump in its capacity. For Berger as well, 620 million litres goes to about 1100 million litres post-expansion. A 25% jump seen in Indigo Paints as well, which is a relatively new player from 0.25 to about 0.3. And 290 crores has been committed by Kansai Nerolac as well, as far as their capacity enhancement is concerned. So the big question is, with so much capacity coming in, is there enough demand? Perhaps yes and more. Because as per industry experts, the paint industry is likely to see a demand growth of 11 to 13%, which is 1.2 to 1.5 times the real GDP growth itself. The question is, who wins the market? It all boils down to 2 things in the paint industry. One, distribution. Second is marketing. When it comes to distribution, Asian Paints has the largest number of distributors, 75 to 77,000. We have Grasim eyeing the second place. Their Birla White Cement channel already has 54 to 55,000 distributors, and 70% of them are already a part of the paint network. So can they eye that? We have similar number of distributors for Berger and Kansai, and for the relatively smaller players, AkzoNobel as well as Indigo, all of them increasing their distribution channels as well. But as far as advertisements are concerned, Asian Paints or all the large players spend anywhere, almost up to 5% of their sales on advertisements. But remember, their sales bases are large as well. Whereas Nippon and JSW Paints have eyed around 15 to 20% in terms of ad sales. So with all of this, what does this leave us with? A few questions, interesting ones. First one, will incumbent players continue to hold fort through brand and distribution strength? Secondly, can new players manage to gain both margins and market share? Third, are lower margins the new norm for the paint industry? Fourth one, could there be some M&A action in the paint industry? And finally, for investors, the big question, should heightened competition lead to PE derating for the paint industry? An industry which has seen a high multiple for the last many years.
Mangalam, thanks a lot for bringing us all of the details there. Very interesting snapshot on what the paint industry really looks like now, and some of the big questions on how it's likely to shape up going ahead amid all of this competition. We do need to get into a short break now, but on the other side, we have lots more market action coming up for you, so stay tuned.